Welcome back, everyone, to the Michigan Trails Report podcast. I'm your host, Tom Funk. And today we're going to be hiking on the North Country Trail as we talk about, or I'll tell you about, a chapter in the 50 Hikes on Michigan-Wisconsin's North Country Trail, a book I wrote a few years back, which you can buy on Amazon and major bookstores. And today's hike is going to be in the Manistee National Forest along the Manistee River, Wexford County East. It is chapter 10 in the book. It is, about 18-mile hike. And it's, probably got 6 to 9 hours, depending on how fast you go. So with all that said, this is a hike that is, or the trail has been rerouted in the area off of a horse trail, and now is got its own tread and everything, so which is pretty cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell you about a little bit about it, how to find it, trailheads, so on and so forth. So let's get going here. Hey, all right. So this will be a very memorable stretch of trail. For the majority of this hike, you'll be overlooking the Manistee River. So be prepared for many climbs, and it will seem that there are more ascents than descents. So there will be several views where you're several hundred feet above the river with in every direction, not any sign of humans. So, and it's hard to believe that such an area exists in the Lower Peninsula. And although it is not a roadless area by any means, the hike will definitely give you that feel. So you're going to be, you're going to start at the trail spur to the old US 131 State Forest Campground, and you're going to end at number 19 Road. So how to find this? Well, the eastern end of the segment is at US 131 State Forest Campground, located off of US 131 between Manton and Fife Lake, and it's at the county line between Grand Traverse and Wexford, okay? And you're going to take East County Line Road to the west a few hundred feet, and then jog south onto US 131. And the campground entrance is on the west side of the road in 1 mile and 6/10. The west end of the segment is at the terminus of number 19 Road at the Manistee River. And so from Buckley at the intersection of number 4 Road and number 17 Road, take number 4 Road east 1 mile, turn south on number 19 Road, and drive almost 2 miles to the end. So this is a very rustic stretch. There are no services, nothing of note on this hike, so you have to be self-contained. And just a little side story, my wife and I did this section together, and in order to get her on the trail, I had to tell her a little white lie. I told her it was like 7 miles, and it was really like 17.9. And she wasn't very happy with me at the end of that day, but we did have a good time. It's a nice long day. So this segment, it may be blazed orange as it is part of the Fife Lake route, and so you're going to hike into the woods and cross Walton Outlet in a small valley, and a trail intersection will give you the choice of turning right or north onto the Fife Lake Loop or left onto the North Country Trail. So choose left, head westerly, and you are afforded an incredible view of the river as you walk high on a bluff. The trail will undulate up and down, and be prepared for climbs and descents as well. So they're a little on the steep side, some of them. The trail will come down to the river before Town Line Road, and you'll be at the 2.8 mile mark at this point. So about a little bit, touch more than an hour in. Your hike will skirt the Manistee River as you wind your way through the heavy forest dominated by beech maple and hemlock. In another 7/10 mile, you'll switch back down to an intermittent stream crossing, and the trail will follow just below the top of the river valley with good views of the river. You'll negotiate a ravine, and in about 2 more miles, cross another intermittent stream where it empties into the Manistee River. So the important thing to note here is most of this trail is not on the Manistee River. So you're going to have to rely on these intermittent streams as you go along. So keep hiking, another 0.3 mile, cross another tributary, and follow a valley along the intermittent stream as the trail bends north. The trail will cross a couple of gas line right-of-ways and end up on an abandoned road. I think it was called Dell Road at one time, LL. And this will take you north to a gate at County Line Road intersection at the 6.2 mile mark. And you're going to turn left or west on County Line Road, which will be a road walk through farmland that is scantily marked with connector blazes. So turn left or south on number 29.5 road at the 7.7 mile mark. You're going to walk downhill, cross a creek, and then climb slightly uphill before descending on to the Manistee River, down to the Manistee River. So you're going to before you cross the river, the trail will start again on the west side of the road. Baxter Bridge State Forest Campground, a rustic campground with 25 campsites on the Manistee River, is another 0.25 miles to the south of number 29.5 road after you cross the bridge across the Manistee. Leaving the road at the 9.9 mile mark, turn right, enter the woods on a well-used tread, which immediately climbs up another bluff. Again, you will experience many scrambles up and drops up and downs over steep terrain. The area is heavily wooded, but you are afforded many fine views of the river. At the 12.3 mile mark, that is the High Banks Rollway, which has parking. The High Banks Rollway dates back to the early 1900s when logs were piled up along the banks of the river during the winter and then released to roll down into the river once spring thaw had occurred and the logs could be floated down the river to the mills in Manistee. The rollway region was also used extensively by the local Native Americans as a hunting and fishing area. So the trail continues with its repertoire of climbs and descents through the woods as it negotiates the many ravines and the numerous hills created by the river as it winds through the sandy landscape. In the process, you will cross two little-used roads, number 4 and number 23.5 roads. In another half mile past number 23.5 mile road, cross the remnants of number 23 road, and you're at the 14.8 mile mark at this point, almost done. And you continue westward along the bluff, then descend down to the river. The trail will peel away to the north and use Anderson Creek drainage to climb in elevation. So look for a backcountry campsite in this area, as this is a good spot to camp. Anderson Creek is mostly reliable stream, so if you need water, make sure to get it from there. So you're going to hike north, turn west, and you're going to descend across Anderson Creek, hike up out of a valley, turn south, hike a bluff, and follow it through the woods. You'll pass by the end of number 19 road, and you'll be at the 17.9 mile mark, which is the end of today's hike, which is ending at the Manistee River, and is a popular spot for partiers. So, although this may be a good place for bivouac, keep in mind that is a party spot. So you may want to move a little bit into the woods. And again, being in the Manistee River National Forest, you can disperse camp, just you have to be more than a mile from an established campground. So there you go. We are going to be continuing our hike back down towards where are we going next? We're going to Holden Pile. We're going to be hiking the south side of that here on our next installment, which is hike number 11. All right, thank you very much for joining us today. And again, this is available on Amazon and your major bookstores. Check it out. Makes a great gift. And as always, thank you for following the podcast. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and head on over to our social media, which is the Michigan Trails Report on Facebook. And thank you to my friend Adam Main for the bumper music. Adam is a musician in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And with that, we will see you next time.